All right, so here we go. This is Ryan, um, with the Impact episode number one of 2022, as booked by me in TEW 2020. Um, if you have not watched episode zero, I have decided I'm going to book the go home show for Hard to Kill pretty much as is or as close to it happened. I had to make some minor changes. Times are probably not accurate, but um, Hard to Kill is basically where I'm going to start my booking. Um, and for anyone who did watch episode zero, a brief announcement: I actually had to restart my game over, because normally Impact um, puts together all their tapings into one session. Usually, they will tape multiple shows per day, um, like a like say a month's worth of shows or a run of shows leading up to a pay-per-view in 2 days or a day or a week. And that's how it was set up in the game. But since I had Hard to Kill set up in the beginning, in the first week of January, um, but TV set up to tape 4 episodes in a month in one taping, that basically meant I either needed to change where Hard to Kill um, took place, or when Kill took place, or basically start over and change my television schedule to weekly, which is what I did. So, and that should hopefully be the way it is going forward. Also, you won't see before the Impact results because that is basically a clip show. I am booking it though. I did set it to a half-hour long show instead of an hour long show, so I could get away with booking just the one match that they have in real life. So, um, also a side note, since I had to restart my game, some of my alternate universe stuff did not happen as it did in episode zero. There's some good news and some bad news to that. Good news is I'm trying to remember. I know the Dark Order is still together now in AEW, which is good. But they did not crown a TBS champion like they originally did. New Japan Pro Wrestling is still making some weird signing decisions. They still signed EC3 and Michael Elgin and Del Rio. They also signed Killer Cross and Rene Dupree, amongst others. Um, Bad news is that WWE has went into contract negotiations with Matt Cardona. Um, I just got a message they did not decide either way, so I have not heard anything yet about if he will still remain on the roster. I hope he does because he does factor quite a bit into my future plans. So, with all of that said, let's go into Impact. You can see the lineup right here, and we'll go ahead and start. Um, I'm kind of worried about the ratings these are going to get. I know I have a friend that said the first few ratings are probably not going to do well. Um, but this was the six-woman knockout tag match. Chelsea Green, Tasha Steelz, and Lady Frost defeated Rosemary and Jordan Grace and Rachel Ellering in a terrible wrestling and non-existent crowd heat. Um, da, 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 da. So let's see. Rosemary is probably the best out of the group. Um, Segment 23, road agent notes, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So we'll probably just stick with the road agent report just to see um, how these go. But a 23 rating for the 6 person tag, or 6 woman tag. Did have Savannah Evans interfering, but I don't think she really. I don't know if she interfered on the support of anyone's particular, but I think I will continue to use her. Um, Next segment. A Moose promo for the pay per view got a 37 rating. Um, Moose is getting better at his gimmick, which I I did look at that again. It said he has the best in the world gimmick, but he is doing awful at it. So, but unfortunately, he's getting better. Uh, Jonah versus Jake Something. Jonah defeated Jake Something. Um, Jonah was off his game for some reason. Um, a 30 rating. And then after the match, a Jonah versus Josh Alexander pull apart brawl that sets up their match for Hard to Kill. Got a 36 rating. And a video hyping up the Texas death match between Mickey James and Deonna Purrazzo for the um, Knockouts title. Got a 10. Jeez. Um, I do have a storyline going with these two, so I was hoping that would do better. I don't know if I did something wrong there. I probably did. I thought that would do better. Um, Also, I do have to set. I don't know if there's a setting to have them automatically set road agents um, for segments. So I don't know. Like some of them I did choose, some of them I didn't. So I don't know how I can do better at selecting the right road agent with the right segment. Masha Slamovich squashed Alicia Edwards with another 10 rating. Alicia Edwards was off her game. So here's the thing: in the original show, um, Masha defeated some local talent. I want to say it was Sandra Moon, who I'm not particularly familiar with. I did not want to sign her since I'm not that familiar with her, so she is not on our roster. So I had to replace her, and I replaced her with Alicia Edwards. For those wondering about her status in Hard to Kill Ultimate X, she is not in Ultimate X because originally it was the 6 women in this opening match. For whatever reason, Rachel Ellering got swapped out with Alicia Edwards for I don't even know if they even really explained it, but that match will go on as originally planned, meaning um, Rachel Ellering will be in the Ultimate X for the number one contenders for the knockout title instead of Alicia Edwards. So that's why Alicia Edwards is basically getting squashed here. This was a freestyle segment between Steve Macklin and Gail Kim. I think this is where Gail Kim basically tells Steve Macklin that if he does not beat Trey Miguel at Hard to Kill, he will not receive any other shots at the X Division title as long as Trey Miguel remains champion, um, which got a 30 rating. When I book angles, I didn't see any authority angles, which I know were huge in EWR, but I don't see any in Impact. I guess Gail Kim and Scott D'Amore are both kind of authority figures, but I don't know how those are set. Booking angles is really different compared to EWR for me. I didn't see like any stable angles, which will come into play later. Um, just so I've been kind of having to use this freestyle angle to cover up for those. I don't know if I'm missing something, but um, if you know better about TEW than I do, which you probably do, get at me in the comments and let me know how I can improve and what I am missing because I'm likely missing a lot. Um, Matt Cardona and Chelsea Green did a 34 rating. This is a promo with the two. I picked the wrong road agent, so that might have hurt it. But this is basically Matt Cardona is going into the triple threat for the world title, and Chelsea Green is going into the Ultimate X for number one contendership of the women's title. And there's also friction between, you know, Matt and Moose because Moose hit Chelsea with a chair, and that's not cool. So this was their chance to get their respective matches in order. Deanna Prazo defeated Mercedes Martinez by submission with a 32 rating. Um, yeah, a terrible match. That's I don't know if you see. I don't know like how these ratings are supposed to go. Like this would be an awesome match, but it's a 32 and it's terrible. Whatever. That's probably just how we are as Impact and status. But yeah. Um, a freestyle segment. This is the inspiration and then the influence had a backstage get together. Um, One thing about this was originally in the original airing, um, Jay Vidal was on the side of the inspiration, but they are not in this game like at all. In this particular save, I looked, and if I couldn't find them, and if I could, I would have put them on a contract because I would have used them. I think they're pretty good. Uh, they would make a good underdog, flamboyant bump machine, but unfortunately, they're not there. But this will set up their the knockouts tag title match between the inspiration and the influence for Hard to Kill. Ace Austin and Madman Fulton defeated Johnny Swinger and Hernandez. Swinger and Hernandez showed excellent chemistry. Segment rating 22. And then afterwards, Ace Austin and Madman Fulton uh, beat up Johnny Swinger and Hernandez. I did not find like any injury angles, but we are kind of sticking to the injury angle that happened where Hernandez kind of has a bum arm now because of them. Um, there need to be a little more star power in the segment to have them fighting for that long, but this is one thing I don't like about the times because I had to increase the times for almost every segment as it happened to actually run the show, at least comparative to how they ran in real life. So, um, yeah, this would not be a long segment, but I kind of had to make it so I could run the show. So that kind of sucks. And this is a promo for W. Morrissey hyping up his part of the triple threat match for the Impact World title. 39 rating. In the main event, Carl Anderson defeated Heath with a gun stun, rating 42. And then at the end of the show, the Good Brothers come out, beat up Heath and Rhino for a rating of 41. And also, uh, this was like the only way I could figure out how to do like a big group beatdown angle is to split it up. So, Violence by Design minus Joe Doring because he was booked in All Japan. I could not use him. And then Willie Mack, Eddie Edwards, and Rich Swann all come out to join in the big brawl to end the show for a segment rating of 25. I think that's it. Next segment. Nope. Finish show. Overall rating 35. The show lost its popularity in 2 regions and increased our popularity in 31 regions. The general feeling is that Impact don't have enough interesting storylines going on. I do have a few set up, but I did not really use them because, like I said, my booking will start with Hard to Kill, and that is where a lot of the current storylines will end and future ones will start. And you'll see that in the next coming week shows. I know, yeah, like I'll tell you right now, I don't have a lot of new faces signed up to appear at Hard to Kill. Like I did mention in the previous video, we do have uh, Jonathan Gresham signed for his match for Hard to Kill for the Ring of Honor World Title. Um, and then I did sign Roxy so that she would defend her women's title against Deanna Prazzo in the Impact after Hard to Kill, even though in this game she does not hold that title because that title does not technically exist anymore since Ring of Honor doesn't exist anymore. But also, I did manage to finalize talks with Ian Riccaboni to bring him in as an announcer at least for the Ring of Honor show. And also, I did sign a deal with Quinn McKay as a or backstage announcer slash future wrestler. She will kind of be. I have her planned on basically playing the same type of character she did in Ring of Honor, where she was a backstage interviewer that became a wrestler, then that wasn't taken 100% seriously. So I will continue with that. All those Ring of Honor talents are signed to handshake deals right now. Um, Hopefully, they will turn into something more in the future. We'll see what this next day brings. All right, so let's see this mail. Impact was shown and got a .20 rating. Before the Impact got a .001 rating. I will not look at these offers yet because these are all shortlist offers. That does not mean I will bring them in the future, but I may. So ignore those for now. Like I said, Ian Riccaboni is preparing to debut announcer gimmick. Jonathan Gresham is preparing to debut a no gimmick needed gimmick. Roxy is preparing to debut a fan favorite gimmick, and Quinn McKay is preparing to debut an equality fighter gimmick. Those should well, Gresham and Riccaboni definitely at Hard to Kill will probably show up. Roxy and Quinn McKay, or Roxy definitely the week after, Quinn McKay probably the week after as well. So let's go see what happened in the world. Oh, see now yeah. So now now the Dark Order's over. Um, they just decided to do that the next day instead of the day before. So Yeah, Baron Black is out of the Nightmare family, like we mentioned in before. Um, the Dark Order will no longer feature Stu Grayson or Evil Uno, but they're also broken up. So whatever, and also American Top Team are broken up. Dun, 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 dun. Impact Wrestling. We drew 570 viewers. Feedback from viewers has been pretty good, especially for a company of that size. Before the impact, feedback from viewers has been pretty poor. It doesn't sound like a great show at all. I wouldn't mind if I didn't have to book that at all. Um, and apparently in real life, because New Japan is coming to Access, they're getting rid of Before the Impact anyway, so we may just do that too. Conan was kicked out of 5150. Homicide was kicked out of 5150, and Mil Muertes had joined them just like in real life. Jake Atlas joined New Japan. Well, yeah. He'll be sent to New Japan USA to begin with. Um, Jody himself joined New Japan Pro Wrestling. Congratulations. Is literally one of the last people I would have expected to join New Japan. So, oh wow. Um, that is cool. Yeah, here's my Before the Impact. I did a Mickey James versus Perazzo hype video and a Josh Alexander versus Jonah hype video. A Finjuice entrance that got 4, and because I forgot to actually book a winner, Raj Singh actually defeated Juice Robinson. So we can kind of just, and it got a 22, so we can kind of ignore that even happened. So yeah, that's the week before, or the go home show for Hard to Kill. We can go by the card one more time. I actually have it written down. Pre-show will be Speedball Mike Bailey versus Ace Austin versus Chris Bay versus Laredo Kid. Female Women's Ultimate X for the Knockouts Championship will be Jordan Grace versus Chelsea Green versus Lady Frost versus Tasha Steeles versus Rosemary versus Rachel Ellering. I have Alicia written down, but I'm keeping it as Rachel Ellering. The women's tag match will take place, even though it did not at Hard to Kill. That is the Inspiration defending against the Influence. The X title, Trey Miguel will defend against Steve Macklin, and if Steve Macklin does not win, he will not be able to contend for the X title as long as Trey remains champion. Ring of Honor World title, Jonathan Gresham defends against Chris Sabin. Uh, Josh Alexander versus Jonah in a grudge match, I guess you can call it. Hardcore War, the Good Brothers and Violence by Design versus Eddie Edwards, Rhino, Heath Slater, Rich Swann, and Willie Mack. That may change because, like I mentioned before, um, Eric Young is injured for whatever reason in this game, so I might have to change it to a 4-on-4 or do something creative. Um, we will see how that turns out. The Knockouts title, Texas Deathmatch, Mickey James defends against Deanna Prazzo. And the world title, the World Impact title, Moose will defend against Matt Cardona and W. Morrissey in a triple threat match or a three-way match. Um, be one of those two. All right. So that's it. I will see you in the next video for Hard to Kill. Goodbye.